Guys, this is Lilacspectrum here reviewing this book. This is something new for my channel, and it's not really new because I've done books that I didn't like. But this is a book I didn't like, so I'm gonna not be talking so much as about stuff that I liked about it. There will be some stuff that I do talk about that I did like, but it will be mostly not criticism, but what made me put it down. So I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be explanatory, and I want to get started. So thank you guys for bearing with me with my scheduling, and thank you for staying on the channel. Yay. Okay, so this book is called Beauty Shop for Rent, Fully Equipped, Inquire Within by Laura Bowers. I'm not sure if that's the whole title. On Goodreads, that's the title, so I'm going to say it all, but I might just put Beauty Shop for Rent as the name of this video. But you'll see this picture or a picture similar, whatever pretty cover. If I can't find anything better than that, I'll use this cover. But sometimes the book gets republished, and I like different covers. So that doesn't necessarily mean this will be the cover you see on the video, but this is the cover, and this is of the book that I read. I got it from my local library. I'm not going to show you that, but I got it from my local library, so I didn't own it, buy it, whatever. It's $17, and it says under that higher in Canada. I don't know why it says higher in Canada, but it does. It doesn't actually say a price. Usually it'll say 17 in the US and 20 in Canada or whatever. It has 328 pages, and I think it's got like 30 chapters. So that's when the book ends, at the 30th chapter. This is the author. I'm not going to really go much into the author, but there she is. So you can see her. Her name is Laura Bowers. I'm not going to talk much bad about this book. I just want to quickly touch on the subjects of what made me kind of put it down and what made me feel the way I'm feeling. I'm kind of tired right now. The past couple of days have been crazy because I'm trying to enjoy my weekend from school, because last week was my first week of school, first week of my second year of school, second year out of college, and of course I'm trying to get back into the flow of getting up early, and then on the weekends I'm trying to enjoy my time off. So it's like I try to do too much, and it's like, oh, I'm so tired. So yeah, I'm sitting in my room. If anybody wanted to know, I'm in a slightly different position than I'm usually in. I'm either at the table in my kitchen or dining room. Sometimes I'm in front of my closet here in my room. I'm on the bed now, so sorry if this throws you off or whatever. This book is basically about a girl named Abby who works at this hairdressing shop. It's a beauty shop. Her grandma owns it. It's actually her great-grandma, I think. Yeah, well, she just calls her Granny Po, but her grandma's name is Polly, I think. And she basically works with her grandma, and she works with this other lady doing with horses and stuff like that, which I think would be the perfect job for me. I would just want to work with the horses because they're so cute. I wouldn't want to muck stalls, but basically they're kind of out in the, I don't know, I'm sure it said where it was set and whatever, but she's working for her grandma, and basically her grandma can't afford to run the beauty shop anymore, and she's trying to rent it out to somebody. And of course the girl is upset because she gets a little bit of money, and she's trying to save up for a business when she gets older. Her mom and dad aren't taking care of her. She has no idea where her mom is. Her dad's trying to get in contact with her, but she's upset with him because he just kind of let her go. He didn't fight to get custody of her, and basically her mom dropped her off at her grandmother's house when she was kind of young. After a suicide attempt. The mom attempted suicide, failed, and dropped Abby off at her grandma's house, which kind of upset her, of course, because your mom just basically abandoned you. It's a very interesting take on a tale that I've never really heard. You don't really hear those kind of stories a whole lot. It's a very interesting story. The good thing about the character is she started off strong. Time I turned 35. Successful, independent, Abby Garner, self-made financial genius. Then and only then will I consider getting married and having kids. And she goes on to talk, she's like, not my mom who traded her pom-poms for diaper duty at the age of 16. Her mom got, pregnant with her at a young age. She's like, I'm so unlucky. Most people don't know their future until they're too old to do anything about it. I do. The story of my life will never be written by a curse and never by a man. And I really liked how she started this story off, because usually females in especially YA, and I guess this is technically YA, young adult. It's not really fantasy or anything like that. But usually in YA novels, the girl's always, oh my god, I really like this guy, and blah, blah, blah. And then she has to be with this guy, and she wants to be like this. And it's always really cliched how girls are portrayed like they need a guy, and they did this and they did that. Even though most stories pretend that they don't, like, they do this kind of stuff. But then they'll say, like, oh, I don't need a guy. I'm a strong woman. And then they'll turn around and get a boyfriend and do exactly what they said they didn't need to do. So I read probably 10 chapters before I put it down. I really think a lot of the stuff that the main character is dealing with is stuff that's high school related. And I'm to a point in my life right now that I'm not really interested in high school stuff as much. I will read high school stuff, and I have a bunch of high school fictional stuff in my repertoire right now reading, and I just, at this moment, I am tired of high school stuff because I'm not in high school anymore, so I really need some recommendations that are non-high school. So if anybody out there has some, it can be YA, but I don't want it to just be about high school anymore, like, because I'm not in high school anymore, and a lot of the characters come off as really, really shallow and annoying, and then it makes me put down the book, and then makes me feel bad with the character or the person who wrote it, because I don't mean to be like that, but, you know, I think there comes an age where you grow up and you're just like, okay, she really likes, well, she makes it sound like this guy she works with she doesn't like, but he kind of, like, likes her, but he's talking about going to the dance with the girl, and she's like upset because he's going to the dance with this girl. Basically, the guy's a football star or one on the football, and the girl's a cheerleader, and she's upset because she doesn't want them to repeat like her mom. But at the same time, she keeps turning the guy down, and it almost made it sound like she kind of liked the guy, but I don't know. I just really couldn't get into it with that part because, like I said, I'm not in that stage of my life anymore. I'm out of that. Like I said, just last week I started my first week of my second year of college, so I'm at a different place in life than Abby was. So, not saying I couldn't enjoy it, but right now I have a lot of stuff going on with school, and this book is going to take a lot more out of me to read and be able to cope with the idea of high school relationships right now, and it's kind of annoying. Not this book, but it's almost like you graduate from high school and you go to college, and then you have friends that are still in high school that have the same mentality as a high schooler, and that's not saying you can't have friends in high school, because I still have friends in high school, because I made a lot of friends towards my senior year. I made a lot of underage friends who were my little babies, basically. I kind of adopted them and became friends with them through yearbook and all that, and you talk to somebody in high school, and when you go to college and you listen to how they talk and what they're saying and what's the big thing in their life, and it's mostly drama related, and you just kind of feel like, oh, you know, I'm tired of hearing that. Or like they still have the mentality of a high school student. Even some of the college people I've talked to who like, this is my second year, so I know people who are in college now that weren't in college last year, and they still sound like they're in high school. And of course, I probably sounded similar to that, but my first year of college really, really, really straightened me out because I had so much work, and I had to figure out who I was and figure out a way to drop whatever drama I had and just continue on. So, I don't know. This just feels like is perfect for a high schooler and not so much myself, so I don't know. So I would recommend it to somebody in high school because of the fact that it has some pretty good points on high school, especially somebody who lives out in the country, or not so much country, but like southern states, because it has a lot to do with like the southern generosity, and how like when one will say something about somebody's death, they'll all say bless his soul, or, you know, you can relate to that if you grow up in it, because you know if you're talking to somebody from the South, they always say stuff like that. Or sweet teas like the house wine or whatever. It's one of those kind of books that it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video because it's 12 minutes long. But thank you guys for watching. I have a lot of good books that I'm going to review. And like I said, I'm not bagging on this, but this book is okay for somebody in high school who is not as sophisticated as I feel like I am. So maybe in the future I'll give it another shot, but right now I'm going to put it down and send it back for somebody else to read. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to find my Instagram, Wattpad, Fanfiction, DeviantArt, Twitter, or my fan page, they're all listed below. Please recommend me some books that are appropriate for a second-year college student, because I really, really, really want to read something maybe not so deep, but something that doesn't feel like it's very, very shallow. Like, I don't want 12 foot deep, but I don't want 3 foot deep. You see what I'm saying? I want something kind of in between, maybe 5 feet. And then you can start going down to the 12. But I want something I can kind of dunk my head in. This, you can only get your legs wet. And like I said, I don't want something that goes way over my head right now, because like I said, I have a lot of stuff going on. So thank you guys for the recommendations. Like I said, socials below, blah blah blah. Thanks, bye.